Hi, welcome back for session 3, overview of computer, chapter number 1. Dear students, in previous session we discussed about some characteristics of the computer along with some software and hardware concepts and data and information concepts. So in this special session, we are going to discuss about how the data and the information stores in the computer. To explain this particular components of the computer, we need one diagram. Remember that diagram is what we call as block diagram of the computer. See, if you are able to see this diagram very clearly, so major three units are there. One is input unit, second one is storage unit or central processing unit, and the third one unit is that is output unit. So better I will from this part I will explain. So in this special diagram, we have a chance to explain how the user will use inputs to the computer and how the computer will process the data, what are the operations it will be covered. After the process, how the computer will use the results through the output devices. All these things we will going to explain with this very neat diagram. See dear students, if I come into the first part of the black diagram of the computer, that is input unit. Again I will consider the same example. What in last class we given one example like a calculator, how the calculations will perform. See, I will consider the same example. If I given 2 plus 4 in the calculator, automatically the calculator will give the result that is equals to 6. See here, for this example, all these three units are there. How we will classify that into the computer means, see, 2 and 4. Remember, 2 and 4 we will consider that is as inputs. Because we are user will give the inputs 2 and 4. Then a computer will have need one operation. That operation is what we call as sum or addition. Correct? Addition. So this is what we call as a processing unit. Inside of the storage unit or central processing unit, all these process will be done of this operation. And also after processing, calculator will give the result that is equals to 6. So the 6 will be that is output unit. Getting? For the input unit, we are given the users 2 and 4 and operation plus. Within that plus operation, inside the storage unit, we have some mathematical calculation. Later we will explain. So in this we have some operation that is addition. Consider that operation and gives the exact result that is equals to 2 plus 4. That is equals to gives the exact result that is 6 with the help of the output devices. So this is the basic concept how the calculator or any devices will give the calculations. So like that, computer also will accept the input from the users and makes the data into process and also it gives the exact result. So if I want to explain this diagram, see, step by step you have to explain because this question have a chance to ask for 5 or 3 marks. Okay. Here, again, before going to the input unit, in previous session we discussed that is data. Data means collection of raw facts, figures or statistics. So this is what we call as input unit, and in the input unit, user having a chance to give the inputs to the computer with the help of input devices like input devices for the computer. We have keyboard, mouse, okay, keyboard, mouse, scanner, light pen, some optical OMR, OCR or MICR. So these are all the devices we have. With the help of these input devices, user will give inputs to the computer. Then computer will accept the inputs. After the user will give the inputs to the computer, then computer accept the inputs. How we will explain with the keyboard, calculator 2 plus 4. This is the input given by the user. Computer will accept now the input. Then this data will go to the one more unit, second unit. That is what we call as storage unit. Storage unit. Before going to the storage unit, I will come to the one more unit, that is CU, control unit, as well as ALU, arithmetical logical unit. So in this particular unit, controls the operations of the computer, controls all the almost all devices of the computer. The CU will perform. And if I come into the ALU, arithmetical operations, like we have arithmetical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentage, modulus. What are all the operations of the arithmetical? We have the arithmetical operations. All these operations will be performing with this particular unit, and also logical operations, logical and logical OR and logical NOT. These are all the logical operations. Later we will discuss what about AND, OR, NOT, and what are the symbols. So these are all the some operations related to the logical. So in this particular unit, now user will give some input to the computer. After the input will be considered accepts by the computer, makes that input going to the a particular part, that is what we call as central processing unit. It controls the flow, and also it will comes to the one more logical unit, arithmetical logical unit, which the operation. See, for this example, sum is an operation, sum. So here in arithmetical operation we have sum. So 2 plus 4, that operations will perform here, and it will gives the result. Before going to the result, the data will be stored in a storage unit, either in secondary or in primary storage. See, after given this inputs in calculator, directly the calculator will give the result, that is equal to 6. Then before coming to the 6 will stores in that particular calculator. That is what we call as memory. If you have a chance to check in your calculator, the one character, that is M on the calculator, memory. Yes, that even the calculator also having a chance to store the data. So that is what we call as memory. Like computer also will store the data with these two different storage units. In the primary storage, with the help of RAM and ROM, the data will be stored. Secondary storage with the help of pen drives or CD drives, memory cards, other secondary external hard disk. So all these devices will store the data permanently. Here primary, both permanently and temporarily, with the help of RAM and ROM, the data will be stored. So now, dear students, we are coming to the second part. After user will give the inputs to the computer, computer will make the operation with the help of CU and ALU. After the processing, that computer will store the data. After storage of the data, automatically the computer will give the exact result. That is what we call as output. On the calculator display, what you are watching, that is equals to 6. That is what we call as result. Like that in computer also, with the help of some output devices, like computer also having some output devices, monitor, printer, plotters, like projectors, screens. So all these will consider as an output unit. With the help of that output unit, yes, we have a chance to use the result. So with the help of the output unit, monitor, printer, projectors, etc. With the help of these output devices, yes, we have a chance to view the result. So this is what we call as output unit. So output unit. Now, before going to the input of the computer, that particular information, what are the data we are given, that is in the raw format. After the process, the data will be accepted by the input devices and makes it that it is in the process, storage, and gives the exact result. The same data is converted into information. That is what we called as, in previous session we discussed what is data and what is information. The raw facts, that is what we call as data, and the processed data with the meaningful information, that is what we call as information. It will convey the meaning. So this is a best example to explain the block diagram of the computer, how one computer will operate with its inputs, process and output. See, if I come into the in depth of the particular unit of the CPU, secondary storage will save the data permanently with the help of some secondary storage devices, as I said earlier, memory cards, pen drives, CD drives, optical discs and all these things. Primary storage also having a chance to store the data permanently, either temporarily with the help of RAM and ROM. And CU, which controls the unit, and ALU, arithmetical logical unit. Here we have some operations, arithmetical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, etc. and logical operations like logical AND, logical OR, logical NOT. For the logical operations we will discuss in the next particular sessions. There you will coming to know what is AND or NOT. These are all some operations regarding to the computer. With the help of these operations only, some results will be executed. So this is what we called as a block diagram of the computer. You should explain all individual units, that is individually, that is input unit, what are the devices we are using and how the input unit will work. Like that storage, primary and secondary, like that for the memory, operation CU and ALU. After the storage unit, the last final unit, that is coming for the output unit. Then what are all the devices we are using to see the output. With the help of the output devices, how we will get the result. So all these things you should explain in your answer. So this is with the help of neat diagram also. Then you will get a full marks. Without losing any marks, you will get a maximum marks. So this is what we called as a block diagram of the computer. So after this, we are going to one more very interesting and also history of the computer, like evolutions of the computer, how the computer will be evolved, in which generations the computers are started, and what was the first calculating machine, all these things, history, some evolutions we will discuss. So this is what we call as the next concept, evolution of the computer. So after a black diagram of the computer, if I come into the evolution of the computer, in evolutions of the computer, we are going to learn how the computer is evolved. Before computer, what are all the devices we are using for the calculations? These are all the things we are going to learn in this particular topic. So in the evolutions of the computer, the first part, if I want to explain, the device that is before Christ, okay, before Christ 2500, one machine is there. That machine name is what we call as abacus. Some of the students, you heard the name abacus. Nowadays, it is a very popular calculating course. It is related to mathematics. So it is a one type of the course with the help of the dials and modes, gears, with the help of that particular box, instrument box, calculations are made easy. So nowadays it's a very popular mathematical course for the calculations. So in the 2500 BC, the first calculating device is what we call as abacus. That's why the name of that particular device is what we call as abacus. As our information, this particular device is invented by Japanese. According to some research, we got some information. This is a device invented by Japanese. And also, this is a device is made up of with dials and modes. So with one wooden structure, with the dials are there, with the help of the dials, calculations will be more easy. For the without any electronics, we have a chance to calculate very easily and very fastly. So that is a device, is what we call as abacus. In the ancient time itself, the device is invented by the Japanese. That device is what we call as abacus, with the first calculating machine. For your examination, so many times asked for 1 mark, which is the first calculating device? That is, abacus is the first calculating device in the 2005 before Christ. The device is invented by the Japanese. And after the abacus in 1614 AD, okay, remember the year for evolutions, 1614 AD, Napier bones is in a particular device. Napier bones invented by a scientist John Napier, okay, invented by the scientist John Napier. That is for the calculation. In this particular device, it is having a 1 to 9 dials. 1 to 9 dials and 0 rods. 1 to 9 rod, okay, and 0 rod. With the help of that rods, we on that time we having a chance to calculations. That is a device is what we call as Napier bones. Bones means it's like a rod. If you have a textbook, if you have a chance to see, just observe in that book. The diagram is also given. Check the Napier bones diagram. That is in the forms of rod. So 1 to 9 rods are there and 0 rod is there. With the help of that rod, calculations will become easy. In the 1614 AD, Napier bones is a calculating device. John Napier was a scientist invented. Then next evolution after 1614, 1633 AD, slide rule. Slide rule is a device used for the multiplication and division with the help of adding and subtraction, again for the Napier's idea. That is what we called as slide rule. In the 1633 AD, slide rule is used for calculation, especially multiplication as well as division with the help of adding and subtraction by the Napier ideas. John Napier was a scientist. With his ideas, if these calculations were performed, multiplication and as well as division, that is what we called as slide rule. Then 1642, in 1642 AD, adding machine. The device name is what we call as adding machine, that invented by the scientist. Adding machine also called as Pascaline machine. Remember, adding machine is also called as Pascaline machine, that invented by one scientist, that is Blaise Pascaline. With the dials and wheels. Dials means small circular shaped dials components, and wheels, rotating wheels. With the help of that dials and wheels, subtraction and multiplication process will be done with the help of adding machine. See, adding machine is a device also called as Pascaline device or Pascaline machine, used for subtraction and multiplication. What is there in the adding machine? We have dials, wheels are there. With the help of dials and wheels, the calculations will perform. That is what we call as adding machine, invented by, let's say, Pascaline. Who invented adding machine? They may ask the question for 1 mark. So, better remember. Next, after adding machine, Leibniz calculator is a device. Leibniz calculator, that is with the help of gears and dials. Again, dials and gears. We have a chance to calculations like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. That device is what we call as Leibniz calculator. With the help of gears and dials, we have a chance to calculate basic operations of the calculations, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Then after 1642, again we have finished the 1801 AD. That time, one more invented device, that is Jacquard loom. Jacquard loom was the device invented by Joseph Marie Jacquard, scientist. Remember the scientist's name? Jacquard loom was the device. Joseph Marie Jacquard was a scientist, invented in 1801 for the calculations of mathematical addition, subtraction, multiplication, division with the help of wooden cords. Wooden cords with made up of wood, the cords are manufactured. Wooden cords, here some calculations will be performed. That type of the device is what we call as Jacquard loom. All these devices you have a chance to see in your textbook. All the devices they are given on your NCERT prescribed textbook. Just if you have, otherwise if you have internet option in your computer, just type the device name, automatically you will get the image. Based on that image, you will come to know how the device will be work. You will get more idea about that particular device. Then, very importantly, at 1822 AD, Charles Babbage, he was the father of the computer. Why he will becomes the father of the computer? Later I will tell you. But in 1822, he introduces one difference engine. The device name is difference engine, also called as analytical engine. That with the help of that engine, the calculations will perform. That is why Charles Babbage will becomes the father of the computer. But we have some reasons why this device will be either a difference engine or analytical engine will be a very popular device. Because see here, up to now what all the devices just we saw, all the devices will perform the calculations. But there is no memory, there is no storage unit. But when the Charles Babbage introduces the devices, automatically along with the calculation, he introduces storage also. He introduces memory also. That's why his particular device will become much more popular than any other devices, and he will become the father of the computer. Not only this reason, we have major 5 reasons are there why he will become a father of the computer. Okay, later we will discuss about that. But the main reason, that is with his device it will support for the storage. But before that, whatever the devices we have, all the devices will perform calculations but not storage. Then later we discuss. In 1833 AD, Lady Ada Lovelace was the first programmer lady. And they may ask one more question: who is the first programmer? Lady Ada Lovelace, remember the name. Lady Ada Lovelace was the first programmer and first lady programmer, and he will be work on the analytical engine what Charles Babbage introduces, and she will be work on the based on the search engine for the mathematical. She is the mathematician, and she will become the first programmer. That's why with the help of Lady Ada Lovelace programming, yes, the calculations will be makes into very easy. That's why she will become the first programmer and first lady programmer in 1833. And finally, in 1890 AD, the Holy Earth tabulating machine is introduced with the help of one Grange company for the computer field. That is what we called as IBM, International Business Machine. It is a company with the base of USA, America. So with the help of that Holy Earth tabulating machine, the calculations will become very easy in the 1890. Later, whatever the happens devices, that is a miracle. As you know, after that only the computers are evolved. This is what the evolutions of the computer from 2500 BC to 1890. Almost all the devices are invented by the different parts of the world, different scientists. But later, Charles Babbage will become the very popular scientist in the field of the computer, and he will become the father of the computer because of his analytical engine will having a chance to calculate along with the storage. That's why he will become the father of the computer. So this is what we called as evolution of the computer. After this, we are going to one more interesting topic, that is generations of the computer.